You look at the world and you think you know how it works, right? You have common sense. But what if your common sense is actually wrong? What if you're living in a reality that's not real? I'm not talking about the Matrix. I'm talking about our perceptions of reality itself. Our senses, they can trick us. Sometimes we see things that aren't there. Sometimes we hear things that aren't real. Sometimes we feel things that only we can feel. I remember when I was younger, maybe 16 or 17 years old, and I was interning at a summer camp, and one of the campers came up to me and he was like, "Dude, you have to see this." He took me outside and he showed me something that was so shocking that I've never forgotten it to this day. He showed me a rock that was floating in midair, about 3 inches off the ground, and it was just hovering there. I remember because I was like, how is that possible? And then he looked at me and he said something that really shocked me. He said, "That's not possible, it's not real." And then he explained to me how sometimes our brains play tricks on us. He said, "Your brain is always trying to make sense of the world around you, but sometimes it makes mistakes." And then he pointed to the rock again and he said, "Do you want to know the truth? That rock is not really floating. You're seeing an illusion." Now, obviously, I thought he was full of it. I didn't believe him. I was like, there's no way. The rock is definitely floating. But he insisted that I come over and touch it and feel it for myself. So I did. And the second my fingers made contact with that rock, it disappeared. The rock fell to the ground, and it was just a normal rock on the ground. But before it hit the ground, I saw it clearly. I saw the rock as a rock. I wasn't seeing an illusion anymore. This experience really changed the way I view the world, because from that moment on, I never questioned if I was actually seeing reality, or if someone was messing with me. No, I just assumed that I was seeing what was real. But what if I'm wrong? What if we're all wrong? Our brains, they're not perfect. In fact, they're often wrong. When we look at pictures, we see faces in the clouds. We hear voices that aren't there. Sometimes we even see things that never happened. So here are 3 things that might be tricking you right now. First, your eyes. Your eyes, they're always open, but are you really seeing everything? There's so much going on around you, but you're only aware of a fraction of it. Like right now, you probably see a screen and some people around you. But do you see the dust particles floating in the air around you? Do you see the little hairs on your arm? Do you see the pores on your skin? You don't need to see these things. And if you can't see these things, does that mean they're not real? Second, your ears. They can trick you too. Right now, you probably hear some sounds around you, but can you hear the air conditioning? Can you hear the hum of the refrigerator? Can you hear the water running through the pipes? You don't need to hear these sounds. And if you can't hear these sounds, does that mean they're not real? Third, your feelings. Sometimes we feel things that aren't there. Like that rock that the kid showed me. Sometimes our feelings tell us things that aren't true. How many times have you felt pain that wasn't real? You were so focused on the problem that you weren't even aware of the solution. You were so busy looking for the needle in the haystack that you didn't realize the haystack was full of needles. The point is this: the world is full of illusions, and sometimes we get so caught up in our own minds that we stop seeing what's in front of us. So the next time you feel like you're not crazy, remember the kid who showed me the floating rock. Remember that our brains are always trying to make sense of the world around us, and sometimes it makes mistakes. So keep an open mind, be aware of your feelings, and never stop questioning the world around you, because the truth is out there, and it's waiting for us to find it. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.